Let me just make sure this mic is on. Yeah, it should be on. Right, with social media, right, there's that whole conversation. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it evil? Social media is what it is. But we have the choice to develop the algorithms that we want to feed us. You get to choose what you look at. If you don't want to feed your feed with whatever it is, then you can click on it. I'm not interested. But what often happens is, no, we don't, you're like, oh, and then all of a sudden our algorithm becomes something toxic for us in our mind, in our body, and in our spirit, right? And I truly believe as an educator right now, like we have to go a little outside of technology and like go back to the grass and do yoga and like dig and plant trees and stuff like that. But anyways, someone served me, right, and changed my life. Not in by like, here is a pencil, like, they served me by the way they saw me and by how they spoke to me and by feeding my spirit and my passion. Anybody ever had a bad server, like at a restaurant? Yeah? Raise your hand. Have you had a bad server? What was bad about it? What was a bad thing that they did? Like, what did you not like about the server? They took your food? They just threw it. Yeah, they just tossed it to you with no like, oh, you're a human being. Like, here you go. Let me serve you. Thank you. Like, the art of service has been lost. Why? Because they probably had crappy people at their tables and like expectations. Like, who's been a server before? Who's ever worked at a? How are people? Interesting, right? And the most interesting ones, it's funny, like the Sunday afternoon crowd that's coming from church. Oh, where's my food? You know, like it's like, yo, I thought you had like unconditional love inside you. You're looking at me like, I was a server too, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Like it's hard to serve people, right? If you're not centered, if you're caught up in all your anxieties or depression, and you come to work and I gotta serve somebody. Oh man, like, oh, I didn't get enough sleep. Like, oh dude, like, oh, I ate that heavy burger and it's like carb and I just want to take a nap right now. Like, I ain't trying to serve this person, right? Like, it's hard to serve people if we are not dialed in. But we are in the job, right? We are in the field of serving others, right? And here's the concept, right? A service changes lives. Someone poured into me, hey, you got more to give. I told you I was a knucklehead in high school, right? I barely graduated. I was bottom 10% of my class at Warren High School. Like, I barely got to walk. I had no intention of going to college or anything. I went to Cerritos College, and because my dad was telling me, if you don't go, like, dude, you got to go to work. I'm like, I ain't trying to work. Well, you got to go to school. Okay, I'll go to school. All the classes were filled up. I took a remedial, like, English class. It was like English 20, right? And that teacher changed my life. Like, that teacher poured into me and saw something in me and spoke to me and said, you got more to give, dude. Like, you have something inside of you and you're not living up to it. And then he lived in a way that was attractive, and he had an energy, and he had an aura about him that was contagious. And ever since then, I started doing good in the class. I ended up getting academic scholarship to transfer. I got to play soccer. I went to LMU. I got a master's in education. Like, and now I'm teaching at that same school where I was a knucklehead at and barely graduated, bottom 10% of my class. And now I'm teaching next to the teachers that would kick me out of the class. And it's the journey of your life is a trip, and you get to decide where you want it to go. That's the whole thing with the path to maximization, right? Living consciously to decide where you want to go and how you want to live and how you want to feel, how you want to look, so that then you can impact others around you. And go back and do what? Serve. A changed life serves. Once we're kind of understanding this concept, once we are living consciously in body, mind, and spirit, we're dialed into, oh, this is my purpose. Like, cool, I get to serve. Like, I get to do this, be around people, influence youngsters, maybe just love on them a little bit, and maybe be that person that plants a spark or plants a seed that then blossoms and gives a lot of fruit later to others. And we could be that person. Not only that, but we get paid for it. Like, we get paid for it. Like, it's our living. Yeah, maybe they could pay better and all this stuff, but dude, hey, we're surviving, and we get to live in a way that is purposeful. There's a lot of people making millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars and billions of dollars that don't have a purpose, that aren't happy, that are depressed, right? That aren't enjoying what they're doing. We are in a field where the return in investment is deeper than just financially. Ooh, Barcelona, let's go. Dale. So, service changes lives, and a changed life serves. So I kind of told you what the path to maximization is, right? And I told you why, right? The body, the mind, and the spirit. Woodcraft Rangers is rooted, the founders of Woodcraft Rangers is rooted in the body, the mind, and the spirit, right? It's the same concept philosophy. And it also ties in the Service Act, right? It's all dialed in here. That's why Woodcraft Rangers reached out and we connected so well because of that, because we were on the same path, right? So before we break out, and I explain what we're going to do in the breakout, there was in ancient times, right, natives. Anybody know if they have like native blood in them at all? Native blood? Yeah?
Well, not native, not to here, but to Mexico.
Oh.
My grandma's Oaxacan from el pueblo de Chinatequia.
Oh, beautiful. Amazing. Right, we all have some type of ancestry. It's amazing. Like, I do a family tree project with my students, and they start branching out, like where they come from, just to their grandparents, and then we ask, oh, think about like what about their grandparents, and see how far these roots go, and these plants go, and these branches go in the family tree. And I tell them that it's important to be rooted or to understand that you come from a lineage of people. Because what I see often in these students is that they think that they are the center of the universe. They think like what I do doesn't have an impact on anybody. And they live in a way that they are disconnected from their ancestors. They're disconnected from their roots. So what does it matter how I live or what decision I make or how I talk or how I look but if we understand that, look, like I need to honor my grandparents. I need to honor my ancestors who gave me life, who gave me this opportunity to be able to walk and live and feel and cry and laugh and all these things. If I can be centered and connected to that, right, the ancestry, then I'm living in a different way. Like I'm carrying myself differently. I'm not just living for myself. Like a lot of these kids are disconnected from that. And some of us are disconnected from that. But in the ancient times, in native practices, right, they would go on spiritual journeys. They would say, hey, 12 years old, yeah, you're a man now. Like, go and find wisdom and enlightenment, and don't come back until you find your vision or your dream, your vision quest or your dream quest. And sometimes they would give them little substances, psychedelics, plants, medicine, like back in the days as it was used. And they would leave and go. So there was 3 of them, right? There was 3 of them. Remember these names, right? We had Edob. We'll call this guy Edob. It's with the Y. Edob, right? And Edob, he was very good with knowing where the berries are and hunting, and he was comfortable. He was a good hunter, and he was comfortable. He had a lot of food at his house, and his family was in charge of cooking and all those things. We have Demon. Nim. Right? And this guy, right, his family was in charge of like the intellectual, the creating the maps, right? They had a good map system, and he kind of knew all the areas and knew the trails of where to go. He had them written out, and so he was ready to go on this vision quest into the mountains. And then we have Tirips. Tirips was part of the shaman community, right? His family and his parents were the wise ones in the village. And so they all go on this journey, right? Edob takes off. Oh, but before he takes off, let me get all these berries, these fruits. I have this beef jerky that we've been smoking. Okay, I'm going to take all this water because I know I'm going to get tired. Loads up his backpack, and he's a little hefty, but he's like, I got my food and snacks. We're good to go. He takes off, right, into the mountains. And what do you think happens? He gets tired. He runs out of food. He's carrying a lot of things, runs out of food because he ate all his food on the journey. He stops, doesn't make it, comes back. Dinan, oh, I got the maps. I know where to go. He's following the trails of his ancestors. Yep, there's this trail. Cool, yeah, I know where to go here, right, left. And he reaches a point where the road ends. Uh-oh. I don't recognize this. This isn't on the map. I don't know where to go. I'm lost. I'm scared. It's like us without phones today on GPS. Like, I'm out. He comes back. He made it a little farther, right? He comes back. P-Deeps, shaman community. Doesn't take anything with him. He's like, yo, nature's going to provide for me. The earth is going to provide. I'm going to follow a sign. I'm going to just go. He goes. He reaches a dead end. Oh, crap, where'd I go? He sees a red fox go into some space, a little trail. Oh, let me follow that red fox. Cool. Dang, I'm getting kind of hungry. He sees a crow sailing over him. He follows the crow. Boom, puts him on a berry bush. Starts eating the berries. He's like, wow, now I'm getting kind of thirsty. Another hawk comes along, guides him. He gets lost. He feels the wind going through a trail. Ooh, let me go to the wind. Why is it so cold over here? Oh, there's a nice freshwater brook. He gets to drink water. He starts going, listening, following the ways of the Spirit, the wind, and he reaches the top of that mountain. And then looks and sees that there's more and more and infinite more mountains to go, and then comes back. P-Deeps ends up coming back and does what? He found his vision. He found enlightenment. He comes back and he shares and serves and helps to teach these guys as well. Now, the names. Anybody remember the names? Who was this? Edob. Edob. Edob is body, backwards. Right? We had D what? D Neem. Mind, backwards. And then we had P-Deeps, right? P-Deeps. What do you think? Yeah. I can't even spell backwards. Here, backwards. We're all one of these. Which one are you? Right? Which one are you? That is the question. Body, mind, and spirit. Now, the path to maximization is 5 things. Very practical things. We are, yeah, someone taped this. I'm all confused. I need more mind here. I don't know how to figure this out. We have 5 practical things. Now, all of you raised your hands earlier like you could improve in one of these things, body, mind, or spirit, right? Everybody said that? Oh, dude, this is a disaster. Everybody said, right? So by the end of today, I'm going to give you 5 things, right? And I see some of you have notes and things, and if you ever want to take notes, if you hear a quote or something sticks out to you, feel free. And also gave you an index card, right? As we break out, or if you have time right now, on that index card, I want you to write a question. And I put down here questions and questions, because usually it's a Q&A, like questions and answers, but this might end up in questions and questions because I might not know an answer, or we might have to figure it out through asking more questions. There's a beautiful quote that says, truth isn't found in more answers. Truth is found in less questions. When I first heard that, truth isn't found in more answers. Truth is found in less questions. When I first heard that, I was like, but anyways, so this might end in questions. So in that index card, I want you to write any question. Take a moment right now. Write any question you have, either about the body, the mind, the spirit. Write a question. If you had a genie in front of you right now that could answer any question, like about life, about purpose, about joy, about religion, about the exercise habits, diet, sleep, like anything, what question would you ask? Take a moment here as I set this up for the breakout. Any question. Now, it's going to be anonymous, so it could be as crazy, it could be as deep, it could be as superficial as you like. Thank you so much. Yeah, any question. We'll see if we can dive deep. These are the questions that you would want. You're scared to ask your priest. These are the questions that you wanted to ask your parents, but it was awkward. These are the questions that, I don't know, could be anything. Cool. And if you didn't finish, that's fine. You could think about it later and then fill out a question there later. If you do have the question, once we break out into groups, you can just lay it here upside down or however you want to put it. 5 things, guys, right? We all said we could improve in either our body, mind, or spirit. By the end of today, you're going to know 5 things that you can do, practical things that you can do to improve in your body, mind, and the spirit, because we're in that spirit section. We're going to talk deeper about the spirit. 5 things. And here they are. Habits, diet, exercise, sleep, and breathing. Why these 5 things? Well, these 5 things we have full control over as human beings. We have full control over these things, and we're going to go deeper into them after you guys dissect it and figure out the answers here. You guys are going to be providing the answers. I'm just going to be guiding you on the path. Habits, diet, exercise, sleep, and breathing. Now, with all of these, the 3 concepts of the body, mind, and spirit are intertwined. There's habits of the body, there's habits of the mind, there's habits of the spirit. There's diet of the body, diet of the mind, diet of the spirit. Same with exercise, body, mind, spirit. Sleep, body, mind, spirit. And breathing, body, mind, and spirit. Body, mind, and spirit is interwoven into all of these. And through conscious living, right, by living in a conscious fashion of being aware that these things are falling behind me, by being aware of the body, mind, and spirit, and living consciously in the habits, diet, exercise, you are on the path to maximization. You are evolving. You are changing. You are becoming. And then serving and impacting in a very high vibration rather than the low vibrations that are consuming the world at this time. So we're going to break it out into 5 groups. There's already 5 post-its over there. They're numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 is habits. 2 is diet. 3 is exercise. 4 is sleep. And 5 is breathing. What you're going to do as a group, and I've got colors here, and make sure you return the colors because they are my children's and you might take their favorite color. But we got markers. What else do I got? Markers. We got them scented. Oh, I think they're already over there. I'm going to assign you, right, to one of these groups, right? And then you're going to split up and go. What are you doing there? Well, you're answering a what and a why and providing examples. So we got what, we got why, right? And then positives and negatives. What is a habit? What is diet? What is exercise? What is sleep? What is breathing? What is a positive example of these things? What is a negative example of these things? Why? Why is it positive? Why is it negative? Or just an overall why, like why habits? Why diet? Why exercise? Why sleep? I'm not going to give you rules. I'm not going to tell you do one side and do a left and is negative, a right is positive. I want you to be as creative as you want. If you're an artist, art speaks more than words sometimes. Draw a picture. Make it colorful, right? Can you draw habits in a picture rather than, actually I should put a rule, right? Like less words, more pictures. So that then when you come and present, you're actually using your words to present. And you could do this type of things with your middle schoolers too. They like to be challenged like that, and they like to get creative. I still do drawing activities with my high schoolers, and they love it. Like they hate, oh, I gotta write notes and do that. No, give them colors and give them paper. You'll be amazed at the stuff they come up with. So what, why, positive, negative, no holds bar. You can be as creative as you want. I do want you to fill up that paper as much as you can, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. I'll get you guys up here. You'll talk about it. We'll go a little deeper into how it pertains to the spirit, and then we'll finish with that questions in question. Good? Any questions about this, about what we're doing? No? So as I call your number, you come up, get colors, and then go towards your number. As you've got people coming, decide, hey, how are we going to write it? Are we going to write it going down this way or up on top? Or who's the artist, right? You start collaborating in the way that you can. Here we go. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Go ahead. You guys can get up, grab your favorite color or marker, make it to your number, and you guys get started. And if you had a question already, you can leave it up there. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Grab your favorite color, head over there. I'm gonna put some music on over there for you so you can be inspired. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Ooh, even. Love it. It worked out. Get your favorite color. Everybody's got to put something on the board, even if it's just a stick figure. We also got markers here if you want to open, and there might be some over there. Oh, dude, yeah, I gotta toss that one. Broke my marker, dude. No, I'm just
Oh, it's just too strong for it.